I'm gonna wait a bit more until it fills up a bit more and then we can get started. Thank you for your patience and sorry that this landed on a Valentine's Day. That was not the intention. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of comments in the chat. Just hold tight. We're gonna get this started in a minute, like the chat is filling up more. And then we can kick this off. Seeing a lot of friendly faces also like in the audience. So thank you everyone for joining. Also like some familiar faces that I haven't seen in a really long time. But yeah, just bear with us. Just let's wait 2 more minutes and then we can get started. Okay, cool. I guess we can start. So hi everyone. Thank you for your time, for taking the time. Sincere apologies that this AMA had to land on a Valentine's Day. I'll try to keep this voice chat brief. I understand that there is a lot of tension and frustration within the community, but given the number of personal attacks that I suffered over the last 2 days, I've decided to not allow anyone on stage, and I kindly ask you to please respect this. I'm going to cut directly to the chase. On Sunday, I announced the most difficult and drastic changes to our organization, to the products that we've created, and to our users. And it's fair to say that in the last few months, it's been just rough for everyone. Like for you, for me, for everyone who's part in this entire economy. I've read multiple times that, an economic downturn does not excuse changing course or priorities. But I must say, I honestly and genuinely fully disagree. Not changing course and not remaining agile is not an option. Even though this does not excuse anything, it is important to note that we needed to make these drastic changes for one specific reason, and that is to gain focus. We need focus in order to build a sustainable business. I guess it's fair to say that we've experimented a lot in the past, but we always had the same vision. We were driven by providing equal financial opportunities to everyone. However, in the last 2 years, you've all seen it because it's been widely documented. We've been relentless with building products. The first one was an app that allowed any creator to monetize their crafts, their passion, and their experiences. Then we built a trading platform and a portfolio tracker. Then we built a Web3 wallet, an entire NFT collection, an infrastructure for multiple apps like Discord, Shopify, and so forth to token gate content, various bots, and other products. We did all of this in the last 2 years. Now, unfortunately, it is inherent that with any startups, you have a lot of trial and error until you find true product market fit. Now, let's be very honest, assumptions that were making sense when we started this entire journey in 2020 just don't necessarily make sense anymore in 2013. The markets move so quickly and the whole industry is in constant change and evolution. To give you an easy example, when we did the NFT drop, the launch mechanic that was in vogue back in the day was a Dutch auction. Then a few weeks later, you could launch a project successfully unless it became 100% allowless project. And then it became free mints, etc. My point being, everything is constantly evolving, and so is also our business. Now, driven by our curiosity, in 2020, we practically decided to launch a token, and we always communicated that this was an experiment. That was communicated as such from day one. It was intended for us to learn about Web3 and the technology behind it. You've seen videos of us researching how to do this, of us, talking to various people to understand how to launch a project successfully and so forth. You've been part of this. All the decisions on its design and its use were fully governed by the community. The token never had any utility baked into the actual smart contract. Also, I wanted to point out that I've never expressed any financial advice. It's the contrary. I've never induced anyone to buy any tokens, as a matter of fact, and I've always encouraged everyone to conduct their own due diligence and act very cautiously when investing into any cryptocurrency. That said, we did have a very genuine intention to migrate the token. We've invested a lot of time and a lot of resources into setting up a DAO structure in Switzerland. Now, the process took several months from a few people within the team, but once the markets turned, we decided to hold off and observe how the other similar projects and their early token designs decisions will play out. We've seen that those models that inspired us initially, for instance, a LooksRare token, totally failed to capture value for all the participants in the network in any sustainable way and are currently all failing. They worked initially to bootstrap growth, but now the users are gone and also so is the value of the token gone. The main utility of all these tokens is governance. As I mentioned in the docs that I released a few days ago, governance is great, but it's not really a driver for value. If you look into the numbers of holders versus the number of holders partaking governance votes, you will clearly see that the majority doesn't care enough to inject proposals, vote to them, and actively contribute towards the success of a project. Another utility that I read a lot over the last few days in the chats was, but why don't you just offer staking? That's a utility, that will add value. Well, in its current form, it's fair to say that it only serves the purpose to reduce the actual sell pressure and isn't really tied to any actual utility of the products we're building. There is an overall general misconception of what staking actually means, but I'm not going to go into this right now. Other utilities that I've read was, then offer yield or liquidity farming. Well, if you know our products very well, you know that we're not managing any liquidity pools, so that option is also removed. Now, I've also read a general disappointment about the way I communicated these changes to everyone. The reason why I made this announcement in the way that I did was to make sure that everyone, Literally everyone has the same information at the same time. This includes my own team, our staff members, as well as moderators, as well as community members. So even though I understand the frustration that this decision carries, we must look at the fundamental aspect and realize that even though we try to make a lot of things work, put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy into these things, a lot of them just didn't work. And it pains me to shut down so many great products and initiatives that we spend months building with the team to just see them being sunsetted. I am and I will never be embarrassed by having tried my hardest, building a ton of products and sharing my overly ambitious plans and ideas publicly. But I must say that being very frank with myself, being open about how I view the world and how I hope to impact it has been more of an issue lately. I have conjured expectations that I was able to meet to some extent and failed to meet on other extents. My judgment or my team's judgment isn't always perfect. We're learning alongside with you as well. Now, I deeply, and I genuinely mean this, I deeply apologize for any pain my ambitions or my communications may have caused. I never intended to be in this position, lose your trust, or even have to have this conversation here right now. However, looking forward and after this AMA, we will be removing the few people who clearly just want to make it impossible for us to continue building out this vision and focus on the ones that will remain here. I still believe in the vision, and I am down to push everything to the next level with an adjusted focus. But I will only do so, with the, continued support that I have and that I have received. Now, for the ones who want to stay and who want to contribute, I welcome you to please, join and give us constructive feedback after we've cleaned up the Discord. Respectfully, I want to thank everyone for being part of this early stage of our journey. I'm here to push things forward and to achieve our vision. And there's nothing that's going to stop me in doing so. Again, wanted to say I genuinely apologize if I caused any harm by doing all of these things. But trust me when I tell you, also on my end, this is not an easy situation. Having had to work so hard to just realize that a lot of the things that we've built don't necessarily work or they don't necessarily work out anymore in this current market condition is painful. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm here to push this thing forward and to achieve our vision. So please, if you do not want to be part of this community anymore, I do understand it and it pains me to see you go. If you continue and you want to remain in this community, then I'm happy to welcome you with open arms, have difficult conversations with you as well. But please be respectful and be kind. Yeah, that's it. I guess that is the short, not AMA, but I had to speak my mind. And yeah, I wish you all a lovely Valentine's Day. I would be very happy to see you working with us and building this and building out this vision. If you believed in me like 2 years ago or a year ago or even a month ago, I'm still the same person. I haven't changed. I still have the same ambition. But certain things just don't work out. And I genuinely apologize for this. And I wish you all a lovely evening. Bye.